Hi, I'm 22 years old and I started balding 5 years ago at the age of 17. To start, actually, hold on one sec. This doesn't feel right. All right, this seems more fitting. Now, close your eyes and bear with me. So back when I was 17, I had unfortunately undergone the experience of having lost my hair. I was playing football at the time. Going into my senior year, after practices and during the games, I'd take my helmet off and I'd see hair in my helmet. When I was taking showers in the morning, I would start to see hair in my hands. If you've ever experienced that, it's like going into DEFCON 5 or DEFCON 1. I don't know, whichever one's more serious.
All right. Flush the bombers, get the subs in launch mode. We are at DEFCON 1.
Massive panic attack. Your life starts flashing before your eyes. And you start thinking of the worst case scenario. How am I going to be able to live? I'm dying. My body's deteriorating. I'm losing my vitality as we speak. To help you get through that situation, if you are unfortunately in that, I have some good life lessons from that. The first one is that nothing in this life is permanent.
Dang, dude, that's morbid.
Well, hold on. I'm going to be able to spin these, so they're not like necessarily that morbid. The second lesson is that some things are out of your control. This might seem like real big Demi Downers. I gotta agree with you. But looking back at my past and how I dealt with it, there's some clear things that I want to be the take-home point of the life lesson, all right? So unfortunately, as you grow up, this society that we live in pesters that being bald is a flaw. It's considered like a weakness of a man and like an inferiority for someone not to be able to grow their hair. Like it's a pretty simple task. Just freaking grow it. You don't even have to do much. You just wait. But I waited and it doesn't come back. For the first year, I got in a super down state. Every time I look in the mirror, I would be like, dang, this sucks. God, life's unfair. And anytime I go outside, I'd be like checking my hair, make sure no one can notice. You can see my scalp in the sun. If there's like harsh down lighting, I'm super self-conscious that people can see through my hair follicles and can see my scalp glistening in the sunlight. It became this thing where it was all encompassing in my life and it was all I could think about leaving my home. Even like being in my home, if I went to the restroom and I saw myself in the mirror, it would just ruin my day. And it felt really unfair because it was something that I couldn't control. And then it was exacerbated because being a high school student, you're around a bunch of angsty teenagers who don't know how to control what they say, and you get teased. They point it out, and then you're like super self-conscious about it. And it's like, well, damn. And then it's not even that, it's everybody. Even your family members start saying stuff. Even like sweet old ladies say stuff to you, and it hurts your feelings. I think that's gonna probably happen to most people if you start losing your hair. But there's a way to get past that. Last year of high school, I spent the entire year wanting to just buzz my head. I really wanted to do it. But what stopped me from doing that is that I didn't want to stand out. I didn't want to be the only bald kid walking across the stage for their high school graduation. And so I decided to wait, even though I really wanted to do it. The reason why I didn't was because I cared what other people thought. And I didn't want to have people see me and think, ugh, that guy doesn't have hair? Ugh, ugh, like that, you know? I just imagined that's how people would perceive me. So I graduated. And to be honest, it kind of ruined my graduation. Again, it was all encompassing. All I could think about was how bad my hair looked. And I had to wear the cap. And when you have thin hair, you know, wearing a hat and then having to take it off, you get head hair. And when your hair is thin, it becomes obvious that you're balding. And so, you know, it ruined the rest of my day. I couldn't enjoy my graduation dinner. And I had university orientation like the week after. And so I decided that I was going to shave my head when I got back from that. You know, I did the graduation orientation, and the entire time it was freaking hot. It was outside in Austin, and, you know, the sun's just like beaming down. It's all I could think about. Like, man, I look like I'm 30 and I'm walking around a bunch of 18-year-olds, and these people are supposed to be really young. And I felt like I just didn't fit in. And when you're young, that's like the worst case scenario. All you want to do is not be noticed. So I got my picture done, and, you know, every time I look back at my university ID, I can see that I'm just miserable. I look like I don't have confidence, and I don't want to be there. You know, when I got back though, I remember this very vividly. The first time I cut my hair off and I buzzed it, for the first time, as I was buzzing it, I felt instant relief. When I finally got it all done and I went and looked in the mirror, of course it was a bad job on the first try, and you know, I had to go back and fix it. But when I looked in the mirror, I thought, this feels good. And I still have that same feeling every time. And to be honest, every time I shave my head now, especially with like how close I do it now with no guard, I look in the mirror and I think, I feel like a badass. If you're not a man, you'll probably feel like whatever equivalent of that is to how I feel, like I'm a bad bitch or something like that. And so, you know, it's just like, it's super empowering. And like the only way I could explain it is like, if you're ever in a religious setting and you get like baptized or something, and you like, you cleanse your soul or whatever, it feels like that. Whenever my hair starts to grow out, or I buzz it every week, once a week, maybe twice a week if I'm really feeling it. When it starts to grow out, it kind of makes me feel dirty. I don't know how to explain it, but then as soon as I cut my hair off, I feel clean and pure. And it's like, there's no, when you walk around and you have no hair, there's nothing to hide behind. What you're really presenting is your personality. And you get to realize that some people, they are attracted to superficial things, and people that you want to hang out with, they should be attracted to you because of who you are. So the spin I'm going to put on that first lesson of nothing is permanent in life is that, oh, sorry, I got a little carried away there. Basically, because we don't have a lot of time, there's two options you got, okay? There's the option where you can sulk and you can be upset, and it can cloud your daily life and just make you miserable. There's a term they call malding. It's like mad about your balding. Malding, it's not attractive. That's the main thing that causes malding, is that you think that you're no longer attractive, and you think that, you know, it's unfair. No one's ever going to want to talk to me because I don't have hair. Let me tell you, that's stupid. Attractiveness does not come from how you look. You could look like a freaking Barbie Ken doll or a Barbie doll and be unattractive. And it's because your superficial stuff, that doesn't really matter. Sure, it gets your foot in the door, but aside from that, you can have like a really ugly personality. And if you're malding, you're not only going to have a not good looking outside appearance, but that's really subjective because some people do like people who don't have hair, but also you're going to have an unattractive personality. Really what you got to do is something. Do something about it. Find the things that make you feel more confident about yourself and make you get in a better mood, and then encapsulate that energy. Whenever you feel that way, think, I want to feel like this all the time. What are the things that make me feel this way? And do more of those things. So for me, it happened to be shaving my head. When I do that, I feel like a badass. That's what I tell myself in the mirror. That's the way I walk around in public. I don't even think about my hair. I'm thinking about what I have to offer. I want to be uplifting. This kind of personality trait and trying to be more positive. It's not only important for, you know, the dating scene, but it's also important for things like getting a job, getting friends, or interacting with your family, or interacting with anybody. It doesn't have to be romantic. It's just like platonic interactions and developing any type of relationship with anybody. No one wants to hang around with you if you don't think you're attractive yourself. If you're going to be really positive and optimistic, people will just gravitate towards you. You're not going to think about your freaking hair because it's stupid, and what you're going to be thinking about is, people like me. That's really what it boils down to. Additionally, no one freaking thinks about you. If you are experiencing molding, you will come to realize that whenever you're out in public, or even if you're in your own house, all you're thinking about is your hairline and yourself. You see a group photo, immediately your eyes gravitate toward yourself and you're checking your hair. Can people notice? Are people looking at me? People are probably thinking, man, this guy looks bald. To tell you the truth, no one's doing that. They're all looking at themselves. They're all worried about, you know, how they look. If you're ever hanging out with girls especially, they're always thinking about, man, do I look okay right now? Like you get in the car, they immediately like pull out their phones, or they're checking themselves in the mirror. They're not really like thinking about you. Everyone's just thinking about themselves, man. Everyone's self-absorbed in terms of whether you should shave or not, or do anything, wear a toupee, wear a hat, something. If it's going to make you feel more confident, but you're worried that I don't want to do this thing because other people are going to, don't worry about other people. Do what makes you feel good about you, and then your self-confidence, your positive feelings toward yourself will be reflected. The way you feel about yourself, people are going to want to be around you because that's going to reflect on them, and then they're going to feel good about themselves. To be honest, literally, I don't think about my hair unless someone brings it up. And then it's like, oh, that's right. Yeah, I don't have hair. It's, just be you and don't care what other people think. Additionally, for those that have in the past commented about people's appearance, whether it be their hair or their height, or they got some acne, they're overweight, they're underweight, they got no muscle, they got a lot of muscle. If you think that it's not a compliment, what you're saying, don't say anything, okay? Keep your thoughts to yourself. Like, that's what toddlers do, is they say things unfiltered, okay? So unless you're a child, there's like no excuse. So yeah, just don't be a jerk. Basically it. Live your life the way you want to live it, not by other people's opinions on how you should live. Anyways, that's it. Thanks for watching. Please, if you like this content or you've seen other content that I posted in the past, subscribe to my channel and like the video so more people can see it. And that will make me want to make more content. Yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching.